All right, guys, let's dive into something that, has really got people talking. I'm sure, some of you might have caught this on The View, but if not, here's the deal. Sunny Hostin, who's usually this lively voice on the panel, yeah? Well, she had quite the unexpected encounter with none other than Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State, and it was intense. So imagine this. And I say, imagine just to set the scene. It all kicks off like your typical episode of The View. It's vibrant, voices over voices, and opinions flying faster than you can say, hot topic. Sunny Hostin, as per usual, was gearing up to, passionately engage in discussion, or more like tackle it, in a manner of speaking, right? The setup. On this particular day, the main focus was shifted a bit. Condoleezza Rice stepped onto the stage, bringing with her a silent confidence, if you know what I mean. The kind that's anchored in years of political experience and a lifetime of academic achievement. The conversation? January 6th. Yes, that intense, chaotic day that marked, everyone's calendar, right? Now, Condoleezza, kind of cool and collected, asserts her take. She describes it as an attack on the very fabric of democracy.
So let me be very clear. I said at the time, January 6th was wrong. I called it an assault on law and order and an assault on our democratic processes. So full stop, it was wrong. Law enforcement will determine what happened there, and those who violated the law ought to be punished.
A blatant assault, right? And you could instantly feel the weight of her words sort of sinking in. But here comes the twist. Instead of staying tethered to the events of that stormy day, Condoleezza tactfully pivots the conversation and, like a master storyteller, she brings up the very present issues gnawing at American homes today. Inflation, gas prices, the whole kit and caboodle. The clash, Sunny, didn't quite like that shift.
Well, let me finish, Sunny. I also know that as a government and as a country, we've got to be concerned about the things that are making life hard for Americans and hard for American families.
The real kicker here is how Sunny's usual tactics completely backfired.
It seemed like she had other strategies in mind, So she jumps in, cutting into Condoleezza's flow, as she often does, eager to project her narrative back onto center stage. Yet, in a remarkable yet gentle demeanor, Condoleezza says, "Respectfully, Sunny, let me finish." And with that, the room, even that rambunctious room, falls into a calculated hush. You could feel the tension, it was thick. Sunny's expression, man, I don't know, it was priceless, sort of caught between defiance and confusion. An education in debate. Now, here's the thing. Condoleezza didn't just, park there. She rolled ahead seamlessly, emphasizing how, while upholding the need for justice about January 6th's actions, Americans are battling daily struggles that demand equal attention. This wasn't just debate. This right here was a full-blown educational moment. And oh boy, did the viewers in studio and at home get that message loud and clear. Convincing or not, the raw applause that followed wasn't your usual scripted TV clapping. It was real, spontaneous, heartfelt, as if everyone suddenly realized this wasn't their average episode of The View. A powerful reminder. What Condoleezza Rice did, so effortlessly, was remind everyone of the show's original mission: to speak truth to power, to spotlight pressing issues all Americans face daily, not just the media storms that sell headlines.
It's really politically expedient for Mitch McConnell to say, let's move on, let's move on. The problem is that past will become prologue if we don't find out exactly what happened January 6th.
And we will.
So it's not time now.
We will find out.
We must find out before moving on.
We will find out. But I'm going to tell you, I live in California, not Washington, D.C. And the American people do have other concerns that we ought to be thinking about and talking about.
Respectfully.
Meanwhile, you could literally see Sunny, almost at a loss for words. Now, that says a lot if you think about it. To be honest, this isn't simply about Sunny's, momentary quiet. It was a wake-up call that perhaps The View's dedication to drama might, at times, overshadow the meat and potatoes of what deserves true focus. I mean, after this, Even a regular viewer might find it hard to ignore how often the show's narrative sways. What comes next? To bring it all together, I want to hear from you. What do you think of how Condoleezza Rice handled things? Was it fair? Was it effective? Do you reckon media discussions, like those on The View, should kind of shift priorities towards issues like inflation, gas prices, and family challenges, rather than always circling back to past events? Let's get talking. Because, well, it's your take that keeps these conversations rolling and evolving. And if you found this interaction as interesting as I did, you're going to want to check out what happened when another big name stepped into the spotlight with Sunny Hostin. Find out next time as we unpack Billy D. Williams' unexpected showdown. Seriously, you won't want to miss it. All right, folks, that's a wrap for today. Until next time, keep those conversations alive and kicking.